one person sitting here. Why do I have to do all this technological crap? I mean, they want us to become further away from being able to communicate. Like, this generation is having a very hard time communicating because they text and because of, all these like roadblocks that we're going to be dumb. We're not going to know how to get from A to Z because of GPS.
The thing. Yes. They're dumbing us down, and we're becoming cattle. They're making themselves smarter in other countries, and they're dumbing us down with all their devices.
Bring it on!
Welcome to Girls Gone Gritty.
I'm Farley Boyle.
I'm Darian Boyle.
And I'm Jennifer Brenius.
Collectively, we're two sister-in-laws with our bestie.
We don't just talk. We do it. Day, night, mountain, beach, and city.
Get ready as we bring gratitude and attitude to everything we do.
We jump in head first, unafraid, and we're all in all the time.
We bring it on and get it on each week, diving deep into authentic, unscripted conversations
on just about everything. So, let's get gritty.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Don't wait until tomorrow.
Hey, it's Jennifer coming from our fabulous studios here, Bring It On Studios in Rumson, New Jersey. We're so happy you've tuned in to another episode of Girls Gone Gritty. And Girls Gone Gritty is kind of gonna go a little unmanned today. We're going to be talking about those crazy devices that are really popping up everywhere, that it's not your phone, believe it or not. We've already covered that in an earlier episode, and we're going to cover it again, I'm sure. But it's those devices that are drones, that are automated robots, that are popping up all over the place. And if you recently saw the Green Day concert, they rushed off the stage because of an unmanned spacecraft, which is what a drone is, above the stadium. And they were like running for their lives. It was fearful and it was scary. And I wanted to bring this subject to light because it's something that is just kind of creeping up all over. And we're going to talk about drones and unmanned robots today.
UFO. Green Day is like, UFO. Yeah, they were. It's scary. But see, for me, I love drones. I think it gives you the coolest perspective on if you're at an event, or skiing, if you're just surfing. But I know I have some friends that actually started businesses years ago with their drones in real estate. So they would go, and you wanted to sell your house. Okay, I'll put this whole package together. And they started doing drone aerials. And the drones actually went through the entire houses. So with that, you actually felt like you were there. And it's just this different perspective. And now with the drone cameras, with technology, how it's advanced so much, I mean, the picture is perfect. They have 3D technology. I mean, they're just so advanced. Okay. I mean, they're also shooting people out of
That's
drones.
what I was just going to say. Now add a spy twist to that.
Yeah.
Or a little intel, government, different country situation, and now you're screwed.
Well, I have a story because one of my husband's clients, his wife's mother lives in a ranch in Alberta, Canada. So it's very remote. It's a beautiful ranch. She's like, you think about that show Yellowstone, it's very much reminiscent of like the way that the picture was painted for me. And the police up there fundamentally are certain that the ranch was cased by a drone. They were able to understand the footprint of the house, understand like where she was coming and going, because if a car pulled up or somebody was walking around the property, you would know it. She didn't know that there was a drone, and they literally went in and were able to handpick all of the things that were worthwhile. So it wasn't just that they knew like the layout of the house, like they knew what was in the house because they can get close enough to the house. And it's horrifying. Like, to me, it's again, we come to technology and there are so many great applications for it, but who's in charge? Like, and I found out right now it's the FAA. That's who's in charge of at least the ones that are in the air.
The Federal Aviation Agency, correct?
Yes.
Or administration.
Well, in Sugarbush at the ski area, you're not allowed to fly drones. You're not allowed to fly drones, I think, at any of the resorts, just for the fact that maybe you'll run into a chairlift or you'll run into a skier if it falls out of the sky. We had the Sea Paddle, which is a paddle around New York City for autism. And for the year, it rained super hard. And there was a boy on the boat and he had his drone, and the storm came in, and as he flew it, basically he lost control of it, and it hurt someone really, really bad. And it was like,
Wait a minute, helicopter,
like a
and it's all
mini
metal.
yeah, like
flying.
almost the rotors, and that was bad. But for the most part, I think they're cool because we use the drones to get the full perspective and the view
They're
of
definitely
the paddlers and going through the city. But look, they are dicey. You get someone who doesn't know how to use them, and you use them improperly.
Well, I think it's weird. Like, I was in Miami recently, and I was actually on a boat, and we were just cruising kind of in the intercoastal waterway, and all of a sudden one like is hovering over our boat, and we're like, wait a minute, what is that? And it's kind of creepy. Like, you could be laying out, in a thong or whatever. And,
Everyone's in a thong these days.
I mean, I'm not.
Starkers. Let's be Starkers.
But like the stalking fact of, that's creepy to me. The first time that I really was taken kind of like by surprise by a drone, and I'm also somebody that has had people that knows how to fly them go on surf trips with us, and so it's amazing, and everybody wants footage of themselves from it. But I was at a wedding, and I had no idea that there was a drone. It was an outdoor wedding. It was a beautiful water backdrop, and we heard like this humming sound that was coming from like above, and I'm trying to like pay attention to the wedding. And then the humming sound would like kind of get closer to me, and then it would go up. And finally, I'm like looking around, and so is everybody that's actually attending the wedding. And it was a drone that was filming the wedding. And it would come down for different perspectives, and it would go over this way when they were taking their vows. And I thought, okay, that's actually like the first time I've seen it utilized in this way, which is amazing on some levels, but it was distracting.
Yeah.
And it was almost like an invasion of privacy, even though they're the ones that actually like hired it and wanted it there. So it wasn't an invasion of privacy for them, but I could see where it could really be an invasion of privacy. If you don't know who's flying it, you didn't authorize it, and now it's zooming around. I mean,
And you hear that.
it's like a little.
What happens when the technology gets to a point where you don't hear it? Because
It's going to happen.
it probably already is
Oh,
that.
there's like bug-sized ones.
So Harvard has a whole department on the bug-sized ones, and what do we think those are going to be used for? Let's be honest.
Spying,
I mean, let's be honest.
detecting people, like being able to scan and like eventually find somebody that might be outlaw.
Maybe the $1.5 million illegals. What?
I mean,
What? Or listen, or somebody of interest. I mean, listen, I do feel badly. Listen, celebrities put themselves in the spotlight on purpose, and that's great. And I recognize same things with the platforms that people have as an artist, and they feel like they have a message that they want to say. But what happens when you want to be unplugged, and you have people that can deploy these little technologies, and you're never able to be off the grid? Like, I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's okay.
dystopian, like all these movies that we've
1000%.
seen, are becoming more and more reality.
Well, what about, I mean, you and I talked about it earlier, Far. Like, what about the Terminator? So if you don't know what the Terminator is, just Google it. It's actually a horrifying, it's really unregulated. Like, you have to check a couple of boxes. I saw a couple of them. I think they're 10,000, but I think I saw one for $1,500. And basically, it looks like a pet dog, and it's a flamethrower. And the application for it, they say, is like, if you want to clear your fields, or you want to clear your backyard. I said to Far, I'm like, my cousin has acreage in New Jersey, and he bought a couple of goats. Like, that's what normal human beings do. You don't buy a
Flamethrower.
It's
Bloody crap.
Listen, the military is definitely using that. I mean, they have flamethrowers, I'm sure, and they probably have, bomb throwers and bullet sprayers that are in that format.
Right. But you have drones that they're drones in the military. I mean, that's next level. They can shoot people,
Of course.
with drones.
But it's starting to tip is the scary thing. It used to be kind of like a fun recreational way to videotape and photograph, and now it's becoming, an invasion of privacy, and people's properties can be cased.
It's a security threat. It really is. And here's the thing: is like, if we have in my opinion, if we have the FAA regulating it, they got enough to handle if they're in charge of like the actual aircraft that we have. Like now they need to like go down to the micro, like the little, like you can go on Amazon right now and I could buy a drone, right? And then what can I do with it? Well, listen, if I'm a creative person, you can use your imagination and do whatever you
First, you have
want.
to figure out how to use it, but
Right.
then
But they're not that.
no, they're not.
They're not that hard.
No,
And they're only going to get easier to use.
And more affordable to purchase.
Correct.
I mean,
And
the
then
price has already been
right. It's like
dropping.
GoPros.
Yes.
GoPros were
and how we're policing it anyway, like legitimately. Like if I decided to buy a drone right now and like launch it up into the backyard here where we're filming at our Bring It On Studios, and I went over my neighbor's yard, my neighbor they would be like, wait, what the hell is that? They don't know where it's coming from. They don't know who's operating it.
look out.
There's no-
Celebs.
Yeah.
We could go
celebs
to your
just go-
backyard and check you out in your back pool area, or
all the pervs. I think
but then those pictures
with
show up in,
anything-
like the Inquirer or Star, and they're screwed. That's where like the FAA comes into play.
right, but drones, any kind of device, people can do something bad with it.
Totally.
Guns, they have good uses, but people use them for bad uses. Drones, they have their own place. I mean, so many movies now are shot with drones, different scenes that you're in the mix. It's like I am in the jungle. Someone's chasing me, and like you just feel like you're right there with them.
It's come so far since C-3PO and R2D2, who I lived for, and one is my own.
No, but robot,
They're on college campuses, and that's another aspect that it's not technically a drone, but I mean, I'll call any unmanned, automated device a drone because it's, there's not a human in it. And you go to
Robot.
campuses like JMU and Farley said Ohio State, where they're pizza delivery drones, pizza delivery robots.
It's Grubhub. They're linked. There's 100 of them at the OSU campus. And when I first was there, I couldn't believe it. I saw them cruising around. They have like little antennas with red flags, and they're all over the sidewalks. And I was like, oh my God, what the heck is this? And then I realized it's Grubhub. It's the way Grubhub actually does delivery. And it is a selling point. When we went to orientation prior to Abby going to school, they had, a 2-minute part of like the orientation video. Like, hey, look at what we are doing. Groundbreaking, robots.
We can get you. We can
Whoa.
get you.
Well,
We can
crap
get you
food faster,
They
easier,
say-
and cheaper.
yes. Well, the only the robot I had was the vacuum, and it's the circle, and you hit it, and it just vacuums, and it runs into walls, and it
Roomba.
oh, the Roomba, whatever it's called, but anything I can hit the button and it will clean, I'm in.
Like it started with pools, like
It-
the octopus.
Yes, we have
I
one.
have one of those.
We have a robot that cleans the pools, and it's so cool. You're fascinated because it like goes up the walls and the whole motion. You're like, wow, it's so much easier.
There's always
Based on lunar technology.
But that's where it's going. I mean, how cool will it be to actually have a robot?
I don't know. I'm scared about that. We're going to have a
robots are
segment
gonna
on
replace
AI.
people's jobs. I mean,
We're
like,
gonna-
Nobody's
segment on
working
AI.
anyhow. Like, think about it. Think about it during COVID. What did they do? Or even in general, you go to the food store, people didn't want to work. So what did they? Now you have self checkout, and it's because nobody wanted to go and actually work. So
Unbelievable.
they
So
replaced it with 6 different turnstiles so you can check out your own food.
we're heading in
So-
a very bad direction.
Yeah.
And even the fact that like because of COVID and the pandemic, people don't go to the office anymore. And all these companies
Lazy.
realize that, hey, we don't have to pay for office space and we don't have to, pay rent and lease and whatever. And now a lot of these jobs are remote. And some of Abby's classes at OSU were remote. And I'm like, what the hell am I
I wouldn't want
to
that.
college
I
for,
wouldn't do
for
that.
remote? Because people are lazy, because robots are taking over, because
But
it's
that
like-
that's a whole other segment too, because like, why am I paying the same amount of money for a virtual degree?
it's
I don't want virtual.
That's a whole other segment. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I just don't
insane.
want us to become too virtualed out and too roboted out. And, it's like we're heading into a very like dark place.
George Jetson style, like the cars that
Oh my God, look at the Tesla. Ugly,
I-
disgusting,
Oh my
whoever
God,
drives
everywhere.
those is an asshole.
Wait, what's
Sorry.
that car called?
Carson has one.
Carson does? Well, I take
Carson has
back.
Tesla.
Well,
No, no,
not
no,
the
no, no,
Tesla.
no,
I'm
the-
talking the armored
Oh,
truck.
ridiculous.
That's what I mean, like right there, that to me is an identifier of it.
Which is that?
Well,
Yeah,
douchebag.
no, but that's like Mad Max style.
That's
Yes,
so
it is.
that they're trying to get ahead of the dystopia
Blade
that we're
Runner.
talking about.
Yeah.
That's what it is, because it's like bulletproof. It's like fire.
Ew. They know more than we do.
Oh,
They're
1000%.
It's not jackass proof though.
It's definitely
Yeah, no, actually, it's Jackass approved.
Yeah.
sponsored by and purchased by.
JA, short for Jack.
But those people probably also have like one of those like whatever safety rooms and
Wait,
they
tell
have-
them what you saw.
And they
in Cabo
probably have
being
a
built
very
recently.
small pee-pee.
oh my
Oh,
god. Well,
oh.
what? I mean, Bezos is building a huge wall. Like it's like the Great Wall of China, no joke. And he's building a whole compound. And a lot of people are building like these safety places, these safety havens.
They
where-
know. They know a lot.
Well,
They know too much. Well, the thing is, right now, you have Venezuelan gangs in Colorado that are taking over buildings. You have these gangs that are coming into Aurora, Colorado, and just knocking on doors saying, yeah, I'm the Amazon guy, and just walking into your house and destroying people and beating them up and taking over these villages, and no one's stopping them. So you have to protect yourself.
oh
like,
boy.
if-
Okay, maybe
No, but-
maybe I'm gonna get a Terminator.
No, but I'm saying like that. This is
I want
people.
a Terminator too.
There's stuff going on that you have to protect yourself, and then you also have to protect yourself. Say you have a gun in your house, you have to know the laws. Did you know that you can't shoot someone? You will get in trouble if you shoot someone in your house.
In the state
If
of New
they-
Jersey.
In the state of New Jersey and a few others, if you have to back yourself into a corner and know that if you shot the person, there can't be any doors or windows near you.
Yep.
I had no idea.
It's ridiculous.
I'm like, what?
It's a crazy New Jersey, but I think it's
that?
like unique to New Jersey kind of a situation because in Texas you can just carry and kill them wherever you want.
Yeah, but like shoot to die, like you have to have them die in your house or shoot them. I guess it's hard to shoot
New
someone in the
Jersey
leg.
is backwards, and you know what? As nice as it is to not have to pump your own gas, everybody should have to pump their own gas. I'm sorry.
No way. I
Kids
love
don't
it when
even
they
know
do
how
it.
to do it when they leave New Jersey and they go on a road trip somewhere and they've never had to do it before.
That's okay. They'll have a drone for that at some point.
Yeah,
It won't
I
matter.
pumped my fist though. Parker House just closed. Sad day. Wow.
That stinks.
No, but my friend just called me the other day, and Charlie, he said, I'm so good at drones. Like he wants to focus on his career being flying drones. And I said, all right, well, there's directions you could go. You could go.
There's going to be like drone competitions. There probably already are.
Well,
like
Well, like even
drone
in ski
contests.
films, instead of you have a helicopter flying you, sometimes now they're using drones because the
Cheaper.
drones are cheaper. You can get in there. You can get closer sometimes.
Yep.
Surf competitions, drones are right there. It's just like the POV perspective point of view that is.
Hunger Games used them, remember? Like in the Hunger Games and like that whole series, you
To
would
drop
see like
off your
something
food?
drop off, like whatever in the middle of the,
Oh.
game.
Well,
like
yeah,
little-
I saw it with Dee Dee's watching the show Liv and Maddie, and it's Ariana Grande, and I mean it's hilarious. But in the show, it was all about drones coming, like an Amazon drop, and basically they would come in and they would grab your package and they drop it off. You order something, so they started ordering something, and they came in these air balloons, and these drones would drop off packages, and then they would pick up the packages. And the
gonna be
one time they
next.
picked up a baby.
It's already happened. There's a company that's already in the works. It's already done.
It's crazy.
I think it's called Hyperlink, but I gotta fact check that because I looked at that too and I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, and all the big Amazons, Walmarts, they're in a foot race for it right now. It's gonna be big business. It already is big business, and like I said, it's highly unregulated, and the cost to entry for individuals is very, very small.
There's going to be a new, you can take an AI course in college or major in AI, and now you're going to be able to probably major in freaking robots.
Oh, there's a full robotics.
Oh,
Robotics have been
oh,
around forever.
I mean, but not robots. I meant
Drones?
to say drone. There's going to
Drone?
be like some type of a drone.
Well, it's AI. It probably falls under the umbrella of AI, and it's
but also cameras, because in it there's the whole camera system. So friends that are photographers, they all have drones, and it depends on which style drone. Like you put a GoPro camera in there, in the drone, and then you're remotely using it. Because I would fly my friend's drone, and we would film, but it's literally you're using a GoPro camera as like your master piece. Stick that in the drone, and the drone is the unit that flies. But it's cool because it is
It's like a joystick, a couple joysticks.
it's a joystick,
in it.
so it's like playing a video game. I love video games, so I'd be like buzzing different people. And
Imagine
You're
firepower, power, boing, boing.
yeah,
boing, boing, boing.
but you're hitting it and they're on the beach, your friend, and you're filming. And I'm like, and then you start following them and they're looking like, what is it?
Oh my God, I have a video of that of us in Costa Rica where like all of a sudden it comes down to Davey and like starts harassing him and it's hysterical.
I can harass someone with them,
It is very
but you get the shot. And that, it's all about getting the shot.
You know what I just saw? A little off subject, but since we're talking about this, Airbnbs, everybody is saying, make sure you have this like little gadget that can check to see if there are cameras in the bathroom, in the master bedroom.
Really?
Yes, it's becoming a thing. And for whatever reason, Airbnbs are notorious for them much more than like hotel rooms because it's not regulated. But there's a device that you can buy that can like sniff them out. And a lot of people have had the complaint that, obviously it's your own home, so you want to like protect it. But do you really need one in the bathroom? Do you really need one? And yes. So just another invasion of privacy, and it's kind of in line.
There is no privacy.
Yeah.
Right. We gave privacy up.
Listening devices, our
Safety.
phones. I mean,
Because of
like they have
safety.
to really wake up, people. Like, wake up. The world is changing around us, and you can either wake up and be a part of it and have a conversation about things that are scary, or you can fall asleep and pretend that it's old MacDonald had a farm and that's the way all the food that we're consuming is raised. I mean, wake up.
No, but if you need someone not to hear your conversation, you have to put all your phones in the house and then everyone jump in the pool naked and then you can have your meeting so no one hears you. Old school. Like, it's like gangster style.
It really is true, though. It really is true because the technology is so much faster than where we even understand. And if we think it's happening, then it is happening.
Unplug your Alexa.
And it's what you don't know is the scary part about like this whole conversation when it comes to surveillance. And again, it's we give it up. Like, everybody, how many people out there have a Ring? Like, you don't think that goes both ways? You don't think that's listening?
Oh, there were
listening to you?
perpetrators that were like getting into kids' bedrooms on the Ring, and like, yes,
It's the people that are smart technologically. They can figure out how, if it works one way, well, why can't I just flip the switch and it goes the other way? If it's an outgoing, why can't it be an incoming? So when you invite technology, drones, these automated robots into your universe, you got to understand what the risks are.
Yeah.
And sometimes if the benefit, like long term, outweighs the cost. I mean, it makes me sad for the drone pizza delivery. Let's take that one. Very benign, simple. Like, what about, my husband delivered pizzas and made a lot of money during college. Like, you're taking out jobs. You're
going farther and farther away from communicating and having conversations with people. Like, even when you go to the airport, you try to get a drink at the bar because you're killing time. You have to scan the app with your phone.
I hate it.
You have to like navigate to try to order it. And there's a bartender standing right behind there. And I look at the guy and I'm like, why can't you take my order? I'm one person sitting here. Why do I have to do all this technological crap? I mean, they want us to become further away from being able to communicate. Like, this generation is having a very hard time communicating because they text and because of, all these like roadblocks that we're going to be dumb. We're not going to know how to get from A to Z because of GPS.
They're dumbing us down, and they're making
we're becoming cattle.
They're making themselves smarter in other countries, and they're dumbing us down with all their devices.
Well, we're dumbing ourselves down because we buy into it hook, line, and sinker, and that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this segment today. It's like, to Farley's point, like I said it back in the day with social media and the technology, and we, myself included, we get pushed. Well, you have to do it because I need to be able to check my Gmail, and I need to be able to like make sure that my kids are where they're supposed to be, and blah blah blah. Like, but does it really make my life
Don't be
better?
asleep at the wheel.
Think about it.
Make my life better.
They had they don't care. You had 3G, then you went to 4G, and people weren't happy with the speeds. So you go to 5G because now it's supersonic speed. You need the fastness, the fiber optics. You need the bandwidth and the fiber optics to be able to be a gamer, to get your computer to stream.
Which is an upcharge.
And
it's a little more expensive.
Nobody thinks about how bad it is for you to have all that radiation.
How bigger
because
the towers are.
The towers, they had the one big tower that had 3 and 4G. Then they took that away and then added tower. So there's 10 towers where there used to be just one. But everybody wants you want your phone
faster.
You want to go faster. You want to download. It's not downloading. It's not downloading.
Smart. I guess the other problem is everything's smart. thing you have in your whole house is going to be smart.
my
So
gosh.
it's all going to need all this stuff. And I am actually a little bit of a dork on the technology for the telecom, because when they put a cell tower in my town adjacent to the middle school in my town that the school district was not made aware of ahead of time, the telecom industry is regulated by a law from, hold on people, 1996, where you're not able to even have a conversation about where a cell tower is located or any of its nodes based on health or safety. Hear that again. You're not allowed to dispute any of that because of a 1996 law. Let's think about where we were in
Meanwhile,
1996.
a pedophile can't live within 3 miles of a elementary school, and that's public knowledge.
But what I'm saying is that they're not protecting us people. That like that in its of itself just demonstrates how it's an antiquated old law that doesn't protect your health or safety. You should be concerned, even if you are sitting with a cell phone on your lap like I am. So, like, again, not saying that we have it down perfectly here at Girls Gone Gritty, but what we are trying to say is like, just
We're consuming all of this crap, by the way.
I don't all need to be.
I don't
a
own a
bit
drone.
aware.
I got to show you guys something really crazy. So I saw on Facebook a friend of mine posted an AI photo of herself. Okay.
Oh, God.
So here it is. I took a picture of it so that I could actually see it. When I go to look at it, it disappears. Did you guys just see that?
No way.
I swear to God, I go to look at it, it disappears. When I try to open it, I can't even open
Can you
it.
take a screenshot of it really fast?
I have. That's the screenshot. That's the screenshot.
Na, 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 na,
So
na,
all
na.
I'm saying is, AI,
Nothing's real.
it's very scary. I mean, like I try to even, I can't even get it to stay.
Well, now you don't know when you open up something or you look at Instagram or Facebook and some of those live feeds, half of those videos, you go, are these real or is that AI? Now you don't know what is real and what's fake.
Well, that's a very slippery slope, and that is a very scary reality for us.
Yeah.
It's just terrifying, and that's what we're trying to do is kind of terrify you guys today, not necessarily with drones, but just with technology and the pace that it's evolving around us and how little we actually know. So just learn more, read more, get involved in conversations in your town. When you see cell towers popping up, when you see anything that you kind of don't understand, dive in, because it's our kids and their children that we really have to start advocating on behalf of, because
Ask the why is what I would say. Like I say too, it's like ask the why. Like right now in my town, and I'm really not sure how I feel about it. They are talking about, again, it comes under the guise of protection and safety, right? So now they want to have an armed security person in the schools on, all the time, a retired cop, all this stuff because of the potential for shootings, which, it's like, okay, so you have a gun, I have a gun, let's get more guns. Like that's a scary, and we have children in the school. Like, I don't know how I feel about continuing to say we need more safety and it actually takes away more of our liberties is the way I feel.
You definitely need more safety. You need more
I've seen
safety.
this. Like in our community this past weekend, we had a carjacking. We have them all the time. And it's scary because there are no repercussions. It's like they can jack the car, they drive it out of here. It's somebody else's jurisdiction.
You're not
Let's
allowed
let
to
that
chase
cop-
them. Again, in New Jersey, you're not allowed to chase.
You don't want to hurt their feelings
Yeah.
if you catch them.
Exactly. And P.S., if you shoot them, it's going to be your fault if they're breaking and entering in your own
If you
home.
chase them in the car, you get arrested.
So back to
Can't do
the
that.
reality of the situation. So they basically had a botched carjacking episode. They went to another street to attempt to do another, and backup cops had been called. And an officer from Fairhaven that was called in on a Rumson call ended up running directly into the perpetrator. They both got out of the car. The perpetrator had a gun. The police officer had a gun, and he fired first, our police officer, and he shot the perp in his mouth. So,
But he lived.
he did live, but, do we really care if he lived? I mean, my point
I'd
is,
like him to face the music on.
They don't face the music. They get let out next week.
oh, he's already out.
yeah.
He's already out, and I've got that.
And you know what? He'll be back here
And he has
going
a
to the
rap
house.
sheet.
And he's going to go look for that cop to probably shoot him.
And see, that's the scary part. It's like, are we going to be taken seriously in this community now because, hey, whoa, somebody finally did have a repercussion. Somebody finally got shot, or is it going to cause, riots?
Wild
Or,
West.
It's just we have
Rumson.
to. Yeah, the mean streets of Rumson. I mean, it's just a frightening. Life is getting out of control. We're rapidly approaching another election, and that's when everything just starts to kind of heat up. So we just have to keep our eyes on the prize, which is our children and ourselves, and we have to be very cognizant of everything that's going on around us, and don't be asleep at the wheel.
So on that note, go out and get yourself a drone and go video surveillance around your house. And this is Girls Gone Gritty. Thanks so much for listening. We look forward to another episode, always with you here from our studios.
And I love the way we keep you on your toes with you don't know what we're coming up with. So make sure you stay tuned because you never know what's coming next.
And P.S., instead of gratitude, how about gratitude?
Gratitude. Peace out.
Peace out, peeps.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Girls Gone Gritty.
You can check us out on Instagram and Facebook.
If this episode hits home, share it with someone who needs to get gritty.
The 3 Gs. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.